Well, hello. We're back again. God's eagle eyes, chosen ones. I pray and speak that you all are having a very great self care day. If you run across my video right now, I thank God for you. It's for the chosen ones, it's not for everyone. Um, so let's just have some fun. Just I did a what you call it this morning, a video when I got up. Not this morning, but a couple of hours ago. I do my uploads. I be up all night and sleep for a couple of hours and probably take a nap during the day. But when I be up, I'll stay up to a certain time so I could take care of my real business, personal business and appointments. And probably get to bed about 2 in the daytime so I could sleep and be and do my thing all night. That's what I've been doing, or however God have me doing it during the day. Like I'm up early for today, where it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm in Carrollton, Georgia, and today is Monday, 2024, October 14th, I think. So you all can just sit down and just have you some tea, drink your little wine or water or whatever you like to drink, and just have a self care, just listening and just having fun with me, Paula. As this is, we're speaking of mental illness is real by me living with bipolar 2 disorder. So we're in this together. And the reason why it's called the Paula Cook's theory, one, is because it's speaking of my experiences. And as an advocate for mental health and mentor, I I observe other mentors. I mean, and observe other peers, which we all are, our peers, and have resources that can help us along the way, anywhere from housing, senior living, um, basically in Atlanta, Carrollton, and and for everybody else, different things that we could do at home, work at home, and resources that can help us just through the day. So um, it we basically covers with the spiritual awakening. If you like a book, if you want to book me for a spiritual awakening, email me. Everything is in the description or the what is it community on my channel, and it deals with God first. We are talking about your goals and whatever that you've already accomplished in your circle, and subtract whatever is in your circle and your boundaries. Now, I have God had me to put together a Watch My Smoke movement on mental health, where the whole channel we're basically covering the journey of us together, and that you're not alone with us living with bipolar or whatever it is, but bipolar 1 and 2, disorder, and we're covering about the um, grieving, which I had earlier today. I was grieving over my grandparents, and I lost my mom 2 years ago, and she was 86, and so in menopause. I got up. When I got up, I turned the air on because I was a little warm. Now I had to turn the air off and put this jacket on, put this hat on. So menopause, I'll go through hot flashes, hot, cold, hot, cold. Sometimes I turn the heat on at night or early in the morning. And right now I feel cool. I haven't been outside yet, but I want to talk. I want to speak on what's your fantasy? Nothing. We ain't talking about nothing. XXX and all that. You keep that to yourself. But I would like for you all to comment, and I want to thank you for my supporters and subscribers. Please, please comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell, please, for the notification every time I upload. I really appreciate my supporters. Thank you. This is what we here for. We in this together. So we do different little fun things that goes on, just for our lives to be normal. We want to be normal. To be being normal is not drinking every day and taking your meds as you drink all day and smoke reef. That's up to you. You smoke reef every now and then. That's you. And take a little wine, whatever. It's no judgment here. Okay. So and it's just not about all of that, us going through living with bipolar and with the disorder. So as many of you all are out here with this, okay? So this is not for everybody. So what is your fantasy? Please write it in the comment. Write it in a comment. I do want to conversate with you all personally, through the comments and everything. I'm so grateful for you all. And like I said, we in this together, you know. We want to feel human. And just like I said, I had a mentor. The rest of the mentors I taught with, we just, I make sure that they stay in focus, that they getting their GED, they want to be a pure specialist and all that. I said, well, first get your GED first, get that out the way. If you're working on your GED, do a little bit at a time. Some people can multitask. I can do that. It all depends a little bit. But this time I'm doing something new with what I like. Sticking to one thing and let it grow from there. Cause my mind go everywhere. I know yours do. I know your mind race. Okay, so let's start with what is your fantasy? I'm gonna start when I was in high school. No, when I was in elementary. I was a little chubby and everything. Children are so cruel when you chubby. It don't matter if you mixed or skinny or whatever. Children is gonna be children, but it's not okay. We got to teach our children. Don't do that to other children because when they grow up in this internet, they bully. They grow up already be bullies when they little, then they get older and be a bully on the internet. And a lot of people, the mental health, the mental illness, they get triggered, and you would end up self destruction and everything. So my recovery story is suicidal and homelessness. You know, so if you living in a car or whatever, honey, it's gonna get better. You're on your way if you staying focused, okay? Because I lived in my truck for 3 years. I didn't want my family to know. I didn't want my children to know. My mother was in the nurse in the rehab, memory care. She was in memory care with dementia, and she remembered me and my grandchildren. So she did recognize us to the day she died. So, but anyway, it came up to me. What is your fantasy? Because I had already did some abstract art on that, you know. I wrote it, did that. So anyway, when I was a little girl, my dream, since I was an old soul and all I saw were older people because I'm the only child. My father died when I was 5. So I wanted a family. I was so big on family. And I told my friend this, and she was like, girl, honey, I was on monkey balls, honey. I wasn't even thinking about that, But that's all I saw was couples. My grandmama and granddad stayed married until the day they died, and they stayed in the same bed. I don't care. I'm just finding out as I was grown before my mom died, you know, men gonna be men. My grandfather was a Baptist reverend, and he, you know, like they say, they had little other women and all this kind of stuff. So you that's, I'm telling you, that's a marriage when she was a housewife and kept me. But anyway, you had to escape a lot of things. I grew up with mental illness on back both. Ooh, devil, you a liar. I'm going to speak it right now. What's not of you, send it out right now in the name of Jesus. Okay. So anyway, on both sides of my family, I saw mental illness, but it didn't stop them from being to have a real life, be normal, be successful. And so, as you can see, a lot of celebrities coming forth saying, "Oh yeah, I was depressed and this and this," and you like, "This is my favorite celebrity," and you were talking about you were depressed. This is my favorite actor and actress, and then later on they talking about they were depressed and all that. And I'm like, how could that be? So, but anyway, when I was a little girl, I wanted to have a family, a husband, and children, and oh, that was my little fantasy in the 6th grade and all of that, 5th grade. Then when I got in high school, I wanted to be Janet Jackson. I decided already to when I over the summer of the 6th grade in this it was 78, 79. When I came back in the 7th grade, I worked on my weight. I worked on me. I stopped eating junk food like chocolate and chips. I was hula hoop, had a great big old hula hoop. It helped with my waist. It I would do it around my neck. You remember the hula hula was real popular in the 70s and 80s. So I would hula hoop around my neck, rode my 10 speed. I rode it from my home all the way to the other side of town and back, and just snack more on fruits. You had to change your diet. I had great willpower then, but hey, it is when it is when you get older. So you got to really be strong. I can't blame it no more about, well, when you have to have children after you had your children grown. My children grown, so I can't blame it on them no more. It's on me. I take full accountability. Okay. So my fantasy was to be Janet Jackson and to be an entertainer. I sort of wanted to be well, I guess that's a dream to be a businesswoman because that's what my mom was. But my fantasy was being Janet Jackson. I said, oh, she's so pretty. And I made sure I lost weight and had pretty hair. My mother got me, I was the first in my class of 84. And I know I was because everybody else had long, shaky hair. All the light skinned girls and the dark skinned girl, we wore braids. But my mother got me Bronner Brothers weave, which was $300. And when I would get in the water, it would curl up. It was human hair. At the time, it was 300, something like that. Now, probably it's $1,000 or so. But anyway, I felt so pretty, and I felt good about myself, even though I didn't know who I was. My mom taught me well. She used to say, I used to think you weren't listening to me. Oh, I'm here listening to everything you say. So high school, my high school year, me and my mom bumped heads a lot because I'm growing up. I'm the only child, and she was still so strict on me. I came out of a strict family, but yet smothered with love. and just too much of everything, anything. Too much of anything is not good. So anyway, um, my fantasy was, like I said, to be Janet Jackson. I saw myself singing "Control." I'm all grown up. Control. I forgot the words. So when she was saying that, because her father then was very strict on her, and here you are with all the older siblings, so you're catching hell, and so that song related to me too. I'm like taking control. I couldn't wait till I grew up and got 18 and stuff, and I'm just free and everything. So um Mm, I'm telling you the truth. So she was in, I don't know what the name of that picture was. The one with Arnold and that. I'm like, what you talking about, Will? Was it a different strokes or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, rest in peace to all of them, except Todd Bridges. He's still on his thing. So when she came in there, when she started acting on that show, even though she acted on Good Times and had some other stuff with Tyler Perry and stuff, she the same age I am. So what is it? I'm 58. Yeah, she just turned 58, and she would go to her through her little chubby moments, and then all of a sudden she lost a lot of weight, and I was like, wow. So when she started acting on that show, Different Strokes or something like that, I think, with Todd Bridges and Arnold, and she was dating Todd Bridges. Oh, I had a serious crush on him. Do you hear me? Todd Bridges, oh my God. In my head, we was together. Okay? In my head, we was together. Do you hear me? We went together. You couldn't tell me and Todd Bridges did not go together. I was Janet Jackson. Okay, so instead of being jealous and putting that energy in that, because a little the jealousy was gonna pop in, and the Lord told me, because I grew up in church, why you gonna do that? You don't need to be jealous. You can be you, beautiful. You can lose that weight just like she did. And I really admired the Jacksons for a while. Jackson 5 Jacksons and all Janet and Reba and Latoya. She has her own world. But anyway, they really opened doors to black children to dream. And the families like the Silvers and all of them, it brought them out. It's you be you. I mean, it was amazing to see all these even the Parkers, the Osmonds, Marie Osmond. I loved it them too. It was a lot of other families, black and white. They opened the doors for other families to come through. But we looking at more of the blacks, because back then Sullivan show. See, I was born in the 60s, so they were still just really bringing forth the congregation and everything. So, but anyway, honey, Janet was going with Todd Bridges in that show. I said, "Oh, she's so beautiful." And I started wearing my hair like her. My hair started growing. I had the little style. And then when she started, when you got older, she started wearing them braids that would come all the way down. So I got that, the Janet Jackson braids. And then she used to wear key in one earring, and I mean and another earring, but I didn't do the key. I just got my ears pierced. I don't like to be like anybody else. I don't be with the trend, and I've never been like that. I've always been different. And that's why I say I dare you to be different. I encourage you to read the Bible like it's a novel. Eat from the beginning of Genesis to Revelations. So I I was always different. I never fit in with too much of anything. I never was in no sororities and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, um, you couldn't tell me and Todd Bridges didn't go together in my head. Okay, So I had that fantasy. Oh my God. Mm. So then she left there, and who I had a crush on Good Times, Michael. You couldn't tell me and Michael was put together. You couldn't tell me that. Me and Michael dated on Good Times. That was my fantasy. I sort of like the guys with with the big afro. I always wanted the afro, and that's what I'm wearing. It was longer than that, but I'm gonna get ready to shave my hair all the way back down again because I used to wear it low a couple of years ago and put color in it, had a little part in it and stuff. I'm gonna find no pictures, but yeah, I cut those what you call it, those braids out. I use scissors, so that's why mine's not lined up and stuff. And when I go out and stuff, I just throw my wig on because I'm not, it's not the way I really want it to be. But anyway, um, I cut them crochet braids. I had them in. See, every time I get braids, I wear them 6 months. Some people wear them 6 weeks. Take them out. I will wear them 6 months. And honey, my hair been and grow to right here. And what breaks it off real bad is too much heat. And so now I know too much heat, hot curling. But anyway, um, her hair is so pretty. And so then next who I wanted to well, I watched Janet for a long time, but then when I started seeing her just going through stuff and listening to her songs where they was cheating on her and everything, I'm like, what? I thought pretty women didn't get cheated on because see, I was in sixth grade. I fell in love. He was my first love, but I wasn't his. And so we was like an off and on thing. When we would go together with somebody, we would break up, go with somebody else, and then break up with them, go back together. As I thought, I had a first love in the sixth grade, but I had to let his narcissist ass go. I literally cursed him out 3 years ago, and I said, "You can go straight to he." Mm-hmm. So did, and I had to repent, forgive myself, forgive him as the Lord. I had to pray about that. But if I ever see him, hey, how you doing? That's it, because he had my heart. He had my heart, and I was able to take my heart back. I lost myself. I lost myself, and didn't know I was dealing with mental illness and stuff. And that's gonna be another video with me in that first love, cause you don't play with people's hearts. If you don't know people like you think you know, you don't know who have mental illness. And if you trigger them or do something, that's what all that stuff is. Would it be happening when them folks go off and shooting their folks and everything, even just literally shooting them, because back in the day, like in the 80s, they used to just fist it out, but you'll trigger somebody off, be like jump in front of them in the car, and they'll tell you to F you. They'll pull a gun out on you in a minute because anybody can carry guns. So anyway, focus. Let's get focused. So I would like for y'all to comment about what is your fantasy? What is your fantasy? And let me see. So from high school, and when I started seeing her going through a lot of stuff like that, I was like shocked. Wow. And so that's why I was talking about my first love. So the reason why I was shocked because I thought it's because, I was a little chubby and everything, and I was getting hurt, and I thought it was the way I looked it. And then I was shocked. What? Not Janet Jackson getting cheated on. She was too pretty. So now I see, even with Holly Berry, I see now pretty women get cheated on, and then I see how a lot of women is acting, and and we are all put in a box, and vice versa, men, women. But if you don't know that person, you got to learn. You got to know this person. Do not put people all in the box. So in a back focus. Then she started having stuff going on with her family, but she still did her thing. And I was like, wow. I learned not to want to be by me kept praying and getting back and getting into the spirit and reading the Bible. I learned not to be nobody, to be like nobody but myself. Because I have my own issues and problems and all of that. Or I went through my own things with my own children, my own family, my own, you understand what I'm saying? So I just want to be like Jesus. Every day I try to be like Jesus, taking a moment at a time, you know, taking a moment at a time. The top of my gums sore. I get so tired. I hate when I eat something like crackers. I was eating on some little peanut butter crackers so I could take my medicine, take my meds, to keep my brain chemically balanced. Um, because if I don't, everything would trigger me, and I would just been curse somebody out or go off. But still, you got to know how to control yourself, and knowing that you're in your right mind, you recognize when something going on with you. So I'm so grateful that we are in our right mind and we know what's still going on with us. So anyway, when I just want to be like Jesus, okay? But from high school, let me see my fantasy. Well, was it after I got out of high school? Because I know I'm a couple of years older than Will Smith. I think Will 50 something, 50. I'm 58. So when Will Smith was Fresh Prince, you couldn't tell me and him was dating. Man, please. Even though he married his wife, what's her name? But see, I understand that you had started dating at the time, but he was dating different ones. And then he would date a dark skinned girl, then he'll date a brown skinned girl and all like that. Even Janet Jackson done did all the cultures, And that's cool. And, she had a child, with a different culture. Hey, that's here or there, to each his own. But you couldn't tell me and Fresh Prince, Will Smith wasn't together when he was Fresh Prince. It, in my head, I would look at him what was that, once a week. You couldn't tell me. Oh, did I tell you good times? Yeah, Mike. Okay. You could tell me and Fresh Prince went together. Child, please. Honey, we went together, we dated, we everything that those shows would show what he would be doing in there, like dancing and liking this girl. Girl, honey, please, don't tell me. And what else? Okay, since I gotten older, when Denzel Washington, everybody, oh Lord, I'm so glad he got a beautiful black woman. Her name, and guess what her name is? Paulette. I'm Paula. They're Paulette. You couldn't tell me when he was younger, and I must have been in my early 20s or 30s then. You couldn't tell me and Denzel went together. That's my fantasy, honey. You couldn't tell me that, baby. Shoot, me and Denzel was together. Child, please. So, I don't judge because I don't know what my children gonna do. When you dead and gone, people gonna do what they want to do. And the more you tell them, oh no, that's not right, don't do that. That makes them do it. So, um, I never was a stripper. I never thought as being smaller and as hard it was. I never was a stripper. I never been with another woman and everything. So I just have respect because, you know, in my family, one of my, everybody have them in your family, uh, go through the thing of being lesbian or whatever. So, but all you do is just keep it in prayer and let them find their way through God. Okay. So I was just glad to say that it didn't matter, because I don't judge. Let me tell you something. Huh. I'm not no angel. I've been, in my past and stuff, I didn't drink or smoke, but I got wild when I got 18. I really did, because when you be so strict on children. And today it's a different kind of raising. But then I would get whoopings. My mom would just lay me across the bed and whoop me with the belt. That's it. So many people, they talk about they got hit whooping with a stitching cord and stuff. I remember the switch. I think my aunt whooped me with a switch. I remember the paddle when we was in elementary. If you talk, we get hit with the paddle or on our butt. Oh, I'm glad them days over with. And they don't do that to kids here now. Honey, you do that mess now on the kids. Honey, them parents, either the parents will get you or them kids will come back and shoot you. And I don't care, they could be fifth grade. Shh. Man, I had to learn the hard way. Hmm. I used to whoop my children, my sons, the boys. I married a man, my girl's father with 5 children. Them boys were always into something. You know, they grown now. They in their 40s and 50s. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Those my daughter's brothers and stuff. And they all still live in the same house with their dad, grandpa house. So grandpa is over 90 some years old, still driving. So blessed. Lord have mercy. Anyway, back to the fantasy. Okay. Since I've been grown, who else was my fantasy? Mm, I don't like, I'm not into the real built, you know, and real pretty boys. I used to, and a couple of guys I did date was light skinned and dark skinned, but either one of them, cute, ugly, plain, they all. I had I went through heartache with all of them. Okay, so now, who was my next fantasy? Now, don't forget, y'all, to comment. Who was your fantasy? Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell every time I upload. Cause I'm gonna be doing a lot of nice, little fun, different things, and you can see how a mood swing change from this morning. I was grieving. I woke up crying, and then to now, you know. But I'm always in prayer. So I deal with mood swings. I deal with mood swings, and I'm gonna do another video on the hookup dating app. I call it the hookup dating app. I'm gonna do a part two. What the experiences I had from the dating app. So anyway, whew, man, it was so many of them that I had fantasy of. Who else? I can't say right next back to back, but um uh okay, they was on the shows, of course they come off the shows. Okay, Sanford and Son, Lamont. I said I would date somebody like him if I was old, when I got older, okay? Um Speaking of Lamont, I just seen the picture I took of him. I always do on my Facebook. My Facebook is S Novel, ESSNOVELL. If you want to join me, let me know. Message me. Let me know, because I don't let anybody. I got it. I got like 50, almost 50 people on there because I started another one. My other one, I had it for over 20 years. It was time to change up. But anyway, S is short for Essence Paula, my abstract art name. Okay, and that is also this abstract art, which is the sketches, is part of my therapy that is in the spiritual awakening that I do on one-on-one or group basis, whatever, Zoom or whatever. So anyway, and novel is because all of my, which I'm going to be sharing maybe on another channel, all the sketches that I've done, which is not sketches like a people and stuff, is really abstractish. It's what it tells. It's a story behind each one of them. It tells a story. You know how the people write a book or novel? Mine's, all of my abstract together is like it's a novel. Okay, so that's why I named it S Novel. And then I would, just do a lot of different stuff on there. But the next one was I'm trying to think of the shows because I looked at a lot of shows. Like I said, oh, Lamont looked good now. He's old. He's like in his 70s. He looked better now than he did when he was younger. When he was younger on Sanford and Son, he was like, and then he a preacher now. They say, I don't know. I've been looking at him, watching him. He been talking about some stuff. But anyway, when I say they, you just hear here and there, shows or whatever, YouTube stuff like that. I know you have to be careful of fake news as well, but you got to know the difference in everything. And I'm trying to fake news. It's like a what you call a hoax, HOAX or something. A lot of time they just tell lies, and I get it. But you know what? A lot of stuff that you see in that YouTube, you research and see it in YouTube. Start backing up, start researching and Google it. Cause see, Google is like a encyclopedia we had back in the day in the 60s, 70s. A little bit in the 80s, like the first part of the 80s. But Google it. It'll tell you the truth. It's so up to date, so up to date. So you always when you see stuff happening and they talking about Diddy and all that, just Google that stuff and TMZ. They are very accurate. But and I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer. I just get into it, so I enjoy it so much with you all. Once I upload it, I know I'm just talking to myself, and it's therapy to talk into your phone. But when you upload it, billions of people are looking at it that can bless and help people. And right now, we need this because it's so stressful. Even with people with money, it's a lot of things are stressful. And they not going through what we going through like finance problem. They go through family stuff because family sometimes they'll be drunk or, they be always drinking and drugging and and just take things for granted. So anyway, we pray for everybody. So anyway, so the next fantasy I had on what show? Oh my God, there's so many. I should have wrote it down. I think I'm gonna have to do a part two. I have to do a part two. I take a full accountability. I didn't do my homework, my part, but I just though was the main one. You couldn't tell me I was with them. And who else? Carton on Fresh Print just made me laugh. It, Carton was funny. I just love to see him do that dance. Um, uh, um, mm, Let me see. A Different World. Mm. Dwayne Wayne, he was so into Whitley, and so I said, well, he into light skinned girls. I couldn't. But it was somebody else. But I was really into the Afro. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get into the entertainers. The Silvers. Y'all can Google it, the younger generation, Generation Z, because Generation X, we grew up with American Bandstand and Soul Train and everything. So the Silvers had the big afros like the Jacksons. I always look at Michael Jackson like a big brother. I didn't have no crush on him, but okay, this what it was. I started noticing Tito. Lord, rest his soul, rest his peace, rest in peace, Tito. I always used to get them all mixed up, but I always was attracted to quiet guys. And what it was, the reason why, because I challenged myself. Anything I wanted when I was in high school, and I know, I looked it real nice and everything. I mean, I wasn't stuck up and stuff. I was very quiet and to myself. But I loved the quiet guys because I wanted to see it just attracted me to them. I was curious, and I would get whoever I wanted. I don't care what age they were at the time. I would get who I wanted. I really did. But was they good for me? Hell no. Most of them were not good for me. Yeah, so I'm not like that now. Shh. That's why I'm gonna get back with y'all with that. I might do it today. It's part 2 of the hookup dating app. Talk about that as us being in mental illness. You know, I got something funny to say about that. I'm going by my experience that I'm on a dating app now, but it is so funny to me. I'll tell you on the next on that video. But the Silvers, I liked it them. Oh, Tito. Tito, I was very curious of him. So I kind of started crushing him. But I didn't look at him like, you know, okay, I didn't have it in my head that me and him was together. So I just was just like a kind of crushing him from afar, okay? Cause he was older and he was just different. He was just so humble. He only reason why he would run up there with his brothers, all of them had to come together and do stuff. He didn't care about all that. He just wanted to stay back there and play his guitar. I, man, he know he had a wonderful life, even though hardship. His high school, he was a high school children mother had gotten killed because they divorced and she went to another, dated somebody else. But anyway, okay. The Silvers, oh man. Mm, they were all the guys was handsome. The brothers, so but I didn't have anybody that I had in my head say, you couldn't tell me we went together. I just admired them from afar. And even their sisters were beautiful. That was a beautiful family. You Google the Silvers. The Whispers, they were just much older. You could tell. They looked like my uncles and stuff, So if I was older, I they just looked too much like my uncles and cousins. The Temptations, I saw the story of it. All those men's right there was just like looking like my uncle Nim. You know what I mean? So, but I have more though. Okay, I tell you one. It's not the Browns. It's the what you call it? Oh Lord, this gonna be my last one. Um, the guy played with what you call it? He it was Poetic Justice or something. The light skinned guy who's with Tyler Perry show. Not Meet the Browns, but the Browns, or not Meet the Browns, but the other one that was so funny with the heavyset lady. She is so cute. The dark skinned one. Okay, the light skinned guy. Okay, when we were growing up, he was in New Jack City. You couldn't tell me and him was together. You couldn't tell me me and him was not together. Okay, I like dark skin, light skin, whatever. So, you couldn't tell me. Oh, one more. In Boys in the Hood, he's really grown there and he's bald head. The one got killed in Boys in the Hood, in the alley. You couldn't tell me and him was together. Even in the 40s and the 50s, even now, in my head, you can tell me we are together. We date. And I had one. I'm talking about we were married. But anyway, we got to do a part 2. What's your fantasy? Okay, please put in your comment. What is your fantasy? They got a song on that too. See you on the next vid. Jesus love you, and I do too.